in Midgar. Show them.
Well, we're already in Midgar. Looks like Cap is already here too. Cap,
Oh,
are you here?
Yep, you
Well, that was good
teleported
timing
me.
then.
Okay. So essentially, we're now in Midgar, which is the central focal point of the aggressing nation, which is the new Shinra. This is actually a redesigned Midgar. It's quite different from the original. Considering the original is actually to scale about 1,500 blocks wide and about 290 tall. So if you know anything about Minecraft at all, you know that there's definitely not enough space to do an actual full scale size. So this is actually a half scale redesigned version of Midgar, and it's actually our full city. You can actually walk through the city, and any new players that come into the city who join the faction will be allowed to build in any of the remaining 7 sectors that are actually here. And this is all townie protection. We use townie for our towns and block protection here. Capital, where'd you go?
I'm just looking around the town.
Cap, look, quick, goofing off. Get over here.
Anyways, yeah, I mean, this is Midgar. The Shinra's essentially the capital of the nation, and are basically going to be doing a lot of raids, a lot of PvP. We may be pretty hard on some people, like the very start of the server. But as you look down the side of the ravine here and look underneath Midgar, you can sort of kind of see the scope and scale of the actual size of the city.
It's gonna be a
Cole
nightmare to raid
jumped
this
off
place.
like a retard.
Cole being his intelligible self as usual.
Oh yes, indeed.
I can only imagine how much trouble it's gonna be to raid this place.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I plan on making it hard, but it's gonna be. Well, I'm gonna throw some secret areas in here too, that'll essentially allow people to skip around.
In essence, we have a full-scale world PvP with raiding towards each faction.
Yes.
So it's almost have bounty raiding.
Yes, it's going to be townie raiding. It's going to be townie wars. Explosions are turned on, and will continue to remain on. So TNT cannons are allowed if you wish to get into somebody's city and raid them. We do allow those. We're coming up here on this is Sector 1. This is a fully designed and completely built plate section of Midgar. You can actually walk through this entire area. There's tons of houses, tons of roads. There's a couple factories here. Also leading into the Sector 1 reactor, which houses one of the 16 nuclear reactors that we are using to power the entire city with electricity. And a really cool thing. What'd you say?
Imagine if that went boom.
Oh yes, very very fun, super fun time. Yeah, with Technic too, you have like electrical circuits, lights. You can wire your entire house up with lights and like machines and whatnot, and you can power it all with. There's several ways to power your electricity now, and it's actually really fun. It adds a lot of customization and a lot of modernization into Minecraft that recently hasn't been there. We are also one of the only, actually, sorry, correction, we are the only server in the world that is actually correctly set up for mass scale SMP multiplayer for Technic. So we're really hopeful. We're looking really forward to having some really fun stuff go on here. More specifically, the PvP and the RP mixed together. It's going to make for quite a really potent mix, and it's looking really fun. This is the right here. This is the factory area leading into one of the nuclear reactors, and you can see some piping here. I mean, we also have mini blocks on the server, which is essentially a program plug-in tool that allows you to cut blocks down. This is also standard with Technic, but allows you to cut blocks down all the way down to 1/16 and place them anywhere you so wish. So you can actually get quite a bit more detailed with your builds, and it opens up a lot more customization when building and whatnot. So moving on a little ways, we're going over here. I'm going to show you guys one of the nuclear reactors that we have powering the place.
It's gonna explode as soon as we get in there, isn't it?
No. Yeah, as you go across the bridge here, and we're going to go into the reactor housing.
Oh,
And this is the nuclear reactor plant. Actually, hold on, looks like I got to let you guys in.
I might as well point out I haven't got my...
Unfortunately, they're still used.
Yeah, so this is a nuclear reactor plant. We have, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven nuclear reactors that are actually five nuclear reactors combined into each other. Currently, all powering each other, and they're encased in reinforced cement stone brick, which actually has a blast resistance of about 66,000. So even if these reactors do go nuclear and actually explode, we're really not going to lose a whole lot of the town. Nuke reactors, however, they have a blast radius of 20 below, 60 above, and 45 in a radius, and that doubles for every nuclear reactor that is attached on there. So you have to take quite a few precautions when making them, one of which is you have to encase the entire reactor in water and have cooling cells attached to them, and you constantly have to monitor the reactors and make sure that they aren't overheating. So if they're overheating and melt down, then you can theoretically lose your entire town if you have more than one reactor attached.
Does this mean that people who say were to come into the server because they want to try a Technic server for once, would they be able to per se make their own town and, oh god, this door's being annoying, and throw in nuclear reactors and have all nice little contraptions that they've designed, and it'll all be fine?
Yes.
And it'll be much more.
It takes quite a while. It takes quite a while to get this kind of stuff. This is all like end game, like third tier equipment. Most of it can only be attained after several weeks, if not a couple months of material farming. So it takes quite a while to get this kind of stuff. So not just any average Joe can get it. You can't just you can't just come into the server and a week later have this kind of stuff, unless you're, of course, hacksawying and cheating and all that other wonderful stuff. But even then, we have plugins to detect whether or not somebody is cheating and basically raping and pillaging our server.
Well, with Technic, it's pretty obvious if you're cheating. You come into the server, you're not going to have a nuke.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, you can't have nukes. Nobody has nukes. Period. But
Just too dangerous to really allow.
Anyways, this is Neo Midgara, which is kind of the central focal point for the entire hostilities between the entire server. We're really looking forward to having quite a few epic PvP battles. Also looking forward to just plain demolishing some people. I mean, the sheer scale of what we're trying to accomplish here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Right now, the server is set up for 65 players. However, if we need to, we can actually bust our player limit up to 400 slots, and we also run on one of the fastest data centers in the United States, so our upload is pretty close to 1 gigabit, and so we could actually host a server with 400 slots at just pretty much lag free. So that's kind of what we're looking to do here. Basically, obviously, we got a long ways to go, but for now, we're 8 days away from our launch day, and we're expecting to pretty much fill all of our 65 slots on the first day. We're going to be doing quite a few server-wide events as well. One event is an old campaign that we had on an old server called the March of the Black Queen, and it's essentially players are going to be out in the wilds, either trying to make it on their own, or they're going to join up with somebody else and try to make a town. And the entire world, we have a nice little plugin for this. It's going to be basically turned to constant darkness, constant nighttime, and monsters are literally going to be spawning just everywhere. And so, on top of having to guard yourself against the PvP and all this other crap, we now have PvE and world events and world PvP throwing everything in the mix. And so it's going to be a wonderful little mix of very fun things going on. So for now, I believe that is everything we really need to cover. This is only one of the 4 nation capitals that we have. To show you everything else would just literally take forever. I'd rather you guys just come into the game and check things out and see what you like and see what you'd like to join up to. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and let it off here. This is Volgarenthor from Terra Novos, and hope to see you in game. Thank you.